up, strong and beautiful people, and welcome back to another video with me, the Motherless Millennial. And Happy New Year. We are grieving and growing all 2021. So in this week's video, I'm going to cover something that I did that I never ever want any of you to do, and that is to stop believing in yourself. To truly grieve and grow, we have to overcome this thought or it's gonna hold you back. And remember, we thriving, so we wanna get past that. And if you watch this video to the end, you'll hear how I've dealt with this and get some great advice on how you can start to overcome this as well. So let's get right into it. So if the thought of not believing in yourself or feeling less than after you lost your parents has ever entered your mind or is currently in your mind in any capacity, I want you to kick it out of there right now, okay? Get rid of it. I mean it, right now. Because if you're anything like me or how I was, what I was capable of or what I thought I was capable of, who I thought I was gonna become immediately diminished after I lost my parents. Because most of what I had done or what I was able to accomplish was either directly or indirectly related to having my parents and them being there and them supporting me in one way or another. And now that they had passed and I had lost this gigantic chunk of my life, any potential that I had must have been lost along with them, right? Wrong. Circa high school, so 2012 was like the end of that, but in general, circa high school years, I always did very well academically in school. Straight A's, doing what I'm supposed to do, all of that. Aside from right after my mom died, which I just had a little lapse in how well I was doing in school, rightfully so, I suppose. But in general, I always did super great in high school. I was that kid, basically, where like people expected me to have straight A's on my report card. So obviously I had planned to bring that type of work ethic and, excellence into college as well. But 3 months before I was supposed to start college at UM down in Florida, I lost my last living parent, which was my dad. So obviously that really shook me to my core. And actually 2 weeks before my dad passed suddenly, and one day I'll tell y'all the nitty-gritty details of how I lost both my parents abruptly. So if you're interested in that, you can let me know, leave comments or let me know. And I'll consider making a video or two about the details of how I actually lost both my parents. But in general, 2 weeks before he passed, suddenly, my dad and I, we had a plan. We had a plan for college that really made me feel confident that I was gonna be all right. He assured me that we were gonna be all right because we were a team. And together, despite having lost my mama, we were going to make my college experience the best it could be. And he was gonna be there for me. Y'all, my dad was talking about he was gonna be in Miami every 2 months at the beach. And y'all, for my dad, he was a very man country guy, like real, simple, hadn't been too many places in his life. And so really for him, Miami Beach was equivalent to Fiji, which we all know is not. But yes, so he was gonna be down there every 2 months, talking about going to the beach. He said he was gonna send me whatever money that he could, monthly to help me supplement my work study job. And so, it was really something that we shared, this plan that was gonna get me through college. So at the time, for me, I was telling myself, I was like, well, even though, I lost my mama before I was able to go to college or graduate, at least I still had my dad and I was gonna be all right, and I was still gonna be able to be the successful, academic, extracurricular student, when I got to college, because I still had him to be a part of that and help me with that. Needless to say, my first 2 years of college was not that. I was not that student, that person I thought I was going to be. Not by my standards anyway. Those first 2 years, I was not doing very good academically, financially, emotionally, physically, my skin, weight, like everything just was not doing great in those areas at all. And as a result, the first half of my college career at the University of Miami was pretty miserable, actually. It was miserable. It wasn't even pretty. It was miserable. Yeah. Which was just so dang on sad when I reflect on it now, because, okay, the University of Miami is like, we that school. Like, the U will always reign supreme in my mind. And having that experience in Miami and going to this awesome private college is just like, it should have been popping the whole time. And it wasn't. And it was just such a shame. So during this time, I just, I thought and I said to myself, no matter how hard I tried, that just wasn't who I was anymore. And I was just not capable of being that person anymore, because I didn't have my team. And so I could no longer be a successful academic student. I can no longer be that person. That's just my life now. I just suck. And in that moment, I stopped believing in myself. Fast forward to those last 2 years of college, and boom, was making almost straight A's almost every semester, 4.0. Boom, was joining extracurricular activities and taking on leadership roles in those extracurricular activities. Boom, secured a bomb post-graduation internship doing sea turtle conservation, which I studied marine science. Boom, ended up even becoming the undergraduate commencement speaker for graduation. So what changed? I'll tell you. For starters, I decided that I worked too hard to get into my dream school to let this experience go to waste. Secondly, I realized and thought to myself, I had future plans that depended on me doing well here so that I could succeed there. And really the thing that put me over the edge was that my parents did not raise a young woman who was easily broken. And I owed it to them and myself to be the warrior, hustler, survivor, and success that I knew I could be and that they raised me to be. And before I realized, belief in self started to rise, started to be restored. So if you find yourself starting to believe in you less, take a second, take a breath, step outside yourself, and ask yourself these questions. If I don't believe in myself now, how will that affect my future plans? And does future me really deserve that? Do I really want to do that to future me? And secondly, did my parents raise me to be a quitter? Do I want to let everything they poured into me and taught me to go to waste? Go ahead and ask yourself these questions if you're starting to try to believe in yourself less, and I promise you, it'll get you back on track to start believing in yourself more. So I just told you about a real life experience and struggle that I endured dealing with believing in myself after I lost my parents, which I think is something the parentless, us out here can really go through, because they're just such a big part of our life. And so we think, how do we continue on? How do we continue to be successful or just operate, in life and operate well without our parents? And I hope that it was helpful, and I hope that the advice that I gave can be put to use, because I really think it's important for us to know that we can still have a life worth living. And to hear about even more life experiences that have turned into lessons for me regarding losing my parents, you can check out any of the other videos that are on my YouTube channel. You can follow me at The Motherless Millennial on Instagram to continue to grieve and grow with me, because I just think that's so important, y'all. And I think we deserve that. So I appreciate you for watching this video. Go ahead and share, like it, comment if you want to ask me a question. I love engaging with y'all. And go ahead and subscribe so I can always be there for you. So enjoy the rest of your day, your week, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.